In the latest developments on The Young and the Restless, the Newman family finds itself embroiled in a web of secrets, lies, and betrayals, with tensions rising across Genoa City. The story begins with Claire, who decides to take responsibility for a sinister plot against Jordan. Though her confession aims to absolve others, it leaves her vulnerable to judgment and suspicion. Claire's actions set off a chain reaction, forcing Victoria and Nicky Newman to come clean about their involvement. The Newman matriarchs decide to confess to Victor Newman, who is shocked and enraged by their deception. Known for his iron grip on family matters, Victor reprimands them for keeping such a grave secret. The police will have questions, he warns, his disappointment evident as he orders immediate action. Jordan's body must be taken to the morgue, but Victor knows this is only the start of the fallout. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman struggles with her own turmoil. Nick Newman offers comfort, holding her hand and assuring her of her strength, but his own worries weigh heavily on him. When Sharon's car is found in a river, Nick fears the worst. Though Sharon survives, she feels the gravity of Nick's love and concern. Later, left alone at home while her daughter Faith sleeps upstairs, Sharon battles loneliness and guilt. Her night takes a chilling turn when Cameron appears, his presence unnerving and his words sharp. Under the influence of PCP, Sharon struggles to distinguish reality from hallucination. Cameron's accusations about her past actions with Daniel cut deep, forcing Sharon to confront her mistakes. His cryptic remarks and eerie calm leave Sharon questioning if she can ever truly forgive herself. As Sharon grapples with her inner demons, the focus shifts back to the Newman family. Nick returns home to shocking news. Jordan is dead. Chance Chancellor arrives to investigate, and the tension thickens. Victor recounts the events leading up to Jordan's death, claiming she was cornered by Claire and Victoria, leading her to ingest poison in desperation. However, Chance's sharp instincts make him skeptical. If Jordan planned to harm Claire and Victoria, why would she end her own life instead of completing her mission? Victor's version of events leaves Nick uneasy. While he respects his father, Nick knows Victor is a master manipulator who will bend the truth to protect his family. This realization leaves Nick torn between loyalty and his quest for the truth. The narrative takes another twist when Victor reveals that Jordan had ties to Ian Ward, a notorious figure from the Newman family's past. According to Victor, Jordan confessed that Ian was involved in Heather's murder. Chance notes the gravity of this claim but wonders if it's a distraction. Victor proposes using the news of Jordan's death to lure Ian out of hiding, a bold plan that highlights his determination to control the situation. As the pieces of this intricate puzzle come together, questions abound. Can Sharon overcome her guilt and find peace? Will Nick uncover the full truth about his family's involvement in Jordan's death? And is Ian Ward truly linked to the latest tragedies, or is there a more sinister plot at play? With each character entangled in a complex web of guilt, loyalty, and secrets, the drama in The Young and the Restless promises to escalate. Viewers can expect more shocking revelations and emotional confrontations as the Newman family navigates the fallout of their actions, proving that in Genoa City, the truth always comes with a price. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Jolie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. At Nate's penthouse, Amy apologizes for missing dinner. The flight from Ley wore her out, and she went to her room for a nap. As they sip tea, Nate and Audra assure Amy they are happy to have her there. That's enough for her, but she wonders if there is news from Damien. Nate admits there is. The PI sent them an update, and it turns out that her son is not as down and out as they had thought. He explains that both of the companies her son works for are owned by the same parent company. Denise discovered that Damien is the owner of that parent company. Amy doesn't see how that is possible. It makes no sense to her. Nate agrees that something isn't tracking. His half-brother was supposed to be a lost soul. Amy points out that he came to her for money only a few years ago. If what Denise discovered is true, however, Damien is actually a hugely successful entrepreneur. How could my son accomplish this without me knowing it? Amy wonders. Amy remarks that her son could be extremely motivated, so perhaps this is possible. But she believed Damien had lost all his drive and focus. It feels like there's more to it. Audra wonders why Damien would hide his prosperity. What Nate offered him is less than he has. What's his motivation? Wonders Nate. Amy speculates that her son suspects something and is coming to put Nate to the test. Hastings thinks it's time to be honest with his half-brother. He's made the initial connection, and he's coming to Genoa City. That's what they wanted. That was Amy's dying wish. Amy has dreamed and hoped to see her son again. Audra tells her the opportunity is there now. Amy knows she needs to make a full confession to her son, but part of her is afraid she will lose him again. Nate and Audra assure her that they will be there to support her as much as they can. Nate says Damien will be arriving tomorrow. This is all very soon for Amy. Audra repeats it will be okay and she will do great. Amy remains afraid she will push him away again. This could be her last time seeing him. Audra adds it could also be the beginning of something new. Nate agrees, urging Amy to use the power of positive thinking and work on getting better so she can have more moments with her son. He meant what he said when he offered to help her in any way he could with her health care. It would be an honor for him to look for more options for her. Moved, Amy tells them how much their companionship and generosity mean to her. Wiping away the tears, she hopes Damien can join their merry trio. At Sharon's place, she admits to Nick that her mind is still racing. There must still be some PCP in her system, but she's been rehydrating since she got home. While she was captive, her mind started going over everything that had happened in the past few months, starting with the hallucinations of Cassie. Sharon had so much rage and anger at Daniel. It caused her to do horrible things. Nick says that wasn't her. She knows, but she still said horrible things to Daniel and his family. She has so many regrets for what she did. How will she ever get past them? Thinking about this all at once is too much for her. They sit on the sofa and Nick reminds her there is no need to rush this. Sharon knows she was taken advantage of and the drugs changed her whole worldview, but she can't totally let herself off the hook. She tried to cover up her crime and frame an innocent man. Her actions also messed up the police investigation. It's hard for Sharon to understand how Nick and the kids can forgive her. He reminds her that they forgive and believe in each other when needed. From the very beginning, he never believed Sharon was guilty. Nick's sure that she will heal in time, whether it's with professional help or family. Sharon wishes she could leap to being better. Putting his hand on her knee, Nick reassures her she will get there. Sharon still wants to make amends to Daniel and Lucy. Assuring her she is strong and will find a way forward, Nick hugs her. As she walks him to the door, she says she'll soon calm down enough to sleep soon. He admits that his mind went to a bad place when they were forced to consider that they might lose her. Nick doesn't know what he would have done if that had happened. Hugging her again, he leaves her alone. At the Newman Ranch, Nikki pleads with Victor to let things go for tonight. They are all exhausted and stressed out and don't need to relive it all immediately. He still needs answers and complains that they lied to him and went rogue. Victoria says this was not her mother's fault. Claire admits it was her plan to knock off Jordan. Victor worries that his team is being questioned by the cops. He told them that Jordan committed suicide, but there are a lot of holes in this story, and there will be more questions directed at them. Victor demands to know when they found out Jordan was on the loose. Claire explains that she saw her today. Her grandfather thinks going to see her was crazy. Claire insists that she wanted to handle her aunt by herself, even when her mom and Nikki begged her not to. Jordan tried to destroy her and used her in her plot to kill the family. Jordan had to die, Claire insists. Victor doesn't think she should have tried to do this on her own. Continuing to take all the responsibility, Claire says she needed to be the one to end her aunt's attacks on their family once and for all. Victoria chimes in to say that Claire is not telling him the truth. They knew about Claire's plan. Nikki admits they agreed to help her. Victor can see that Claire is just trying to protect her mom and grandmother. Sighing, he asks how she planned to cover up her actions and starts poking holes in her story. Did she even have a plan for disposing of the body? He can understand her wanting to get rid of her aunt, but this risk could have killed her. Don't ever do this again on your own, he orders. Victoria and Nikki say they wanted to capture Jordan and then call him in. Claire explains she would have gone ahead with killing her aunt, but hesitated in order to save Sharon. Her grandfather says she got lucky that Jordan ended up taking the poison herself. Nick joins his family at the ranch. He explains that Sharon is home, but shaken up. When he asks if Jordan is in custody, Nikki announces that no one needs to worry about her again. Jordan is dead, she says. They rehash her poisoning herself. Victor gets a message from his team notifying him that the body is now in the morgue. He's sure a lot of questions will follow. Nick asks if she left any clues about Ian. His father assures him they will find him and he will be dealt with. Claire isn't sure she wants to return to the tack house. Nikki suggests they stay in the guest rooms. Chance arrives and is glad to see they are all awake. He informs them the abandoned pickup truck is being dusted for prints. The cop was told that Jordan died and asks what happened. Victor explains that it seems that Jordan broke into the tack house and intended to kill Claire and Victoria. Victoria adds that they discovered her and were going to call the police, but she insisted she wouldn't go back to prison. Claire chimes in that she killed herself, and Victor explains that she had a vial of poison and drank it, dying in front of them. The cops took the vial and body. Chance would like to look at where this happened. Victor and Nick take him out. Victoria hopes that's an end of this. It just has to be, says Nikki. They admit to Claire that they both hoped she wouldn't be capable of taking Jordan's life. The guilt of it isn't something they wanted her to live with. Claire was willing to do anything and isn't sure she's okay with Jordan ending things. Her grandmother repeats that she's now out of her life forever. Back at the penthouse, Nate tells Amy that he will let her know when he hears from Damien, and then they will play it by ear. Audra is sure that Damien will see his mother's sincerity. They assure her they will be right there with her the whole time. After she hugs them, she exits. Nate tells Audra that what she said to Amy really comforted her. Audra wishes that she had family like Amy. She's sure that Nate must have been a very good doctor given his stellar pep talks. They hope this ends happily, but Nate has no idea what will happen when Damien arrives. He does know that he's in for a shock, since his entire world will be turned upside down. Sitting in a chair at home, Sharon flashes back to being trapped in the sewer and chanting her children's names. Cameron appears and assures her that she's on the other side of this. She thinks she should go to bed. He points out she can't sleep. Reminding her that she killed him in the sewer, he adds that the good news is she didn't kill Heather. Sharon still feels terrible for framing Daniel at the worst possible time. We all make mistakes, he says. He urges her to forget about Daniel and look for a way to forgive herself. Sharon never thought she'd hear him preach forgiveness. I hear it sets you free, he says. She thinks he sounds like Nick. She's not there yet and isn't sure when she will be. He reminds her that she was under the influence of some very heavy drugs. Sharon is sure that Daniel will always associate her with Heather's death, just as she links in with Cassie. Cameron suggests it is possible for them to forgive each other. She doesn't want Daniel worrying about her feelings while he's grieving. That impresses Cameron. She sounds sane and rational. That means this might be their last tango and she won't need him anymore. No offense, but I sure hope not, she says. After Cameron kisses her cheek, he tells her she's extraordinary, and it's been a fun ride. When she bids him goodbye, he vanishes. At the Tack House, Victor, Nick, and Chance talk about Sharon escaping from the sewer after being dosed with PCP again. Nick says she needs to rest and get the drugs out of her system before she talks to the cops. When Chance asks about Jordan's death, Victor says he witnessed it. The only thing she said before she died was that she was working with Ian. She claimed that he killed Heather as part of a warped plan to get close to Mariah. Victor is confident that Ward will remain around town until he has completed his agenda to harm his family. They debate how to lure Ian out of hiding, and the cop worries that he could be set off and act out if he learns that his partner in crime is gone. Nick is sure that Mariah remains his primary target. That means that she, Tessa, and Aria could be in trouble. The Young and the Restless has cemented its place as a cornerstone of drama, delivering jaw-dropping twists, breathtaking scenarios, and secrets that refuse to fade. Each episode weaves into a larger narrative brimming with intrigue, betrayal, and dark mysteries. In this tumultuous world, no one is ever truly safe, not even in death, especially now, with the unexpected appearances of characters like Jordan and Colleen Zank. The storyline has taken an even more perilous turn. The questions that haunt fans. One mystery looms large. Is Jordan's body really missing from the morgue? And is Colleen Zank's enigmatic return a reincarnation or a calculated move to wreak havoc? Jordan's presumed death under ambiguous circumstances has left fans speculating. Was his demise genuine or part of a grander, more sinister plan? Reports suggest Jordan's body, supposedly sent to the morgue after a fatal accident, might have vanished. Could this disappearance signify a high-stakes power play, a hallmark of Y and R's intricate plots? Victor and Nikki Newman, guardians of secrets. If Jordan's death is indeed a ruse, the Newman family, particularly Victor and Nikki, could find themselves in an unenviable position. Known for their fierce determination to protect their secrets, the Newmans might face their greatest challenge yet. The reappearance of Jordan's ghost would undoubtedly send shockwaves through Genoa City, threatening to unravel carefully guarded truths. Colleen Zank, a return that raises more questions. Adding to the drama is the reemergence of Colleen Zank, a former member of the Abbott family. Her return, after years of absence, is shrouded in mystery. Why now? What's her true motive? Speculation abounds that Colleen's comeback could signify a deeper, darker plan. Could she be a key player in reigniting old Abbott family conflicts, or is she merely a pawn in a larger game of power? Colleen's history with the Abbott family, particularly Jack and Tracy Abbott, is fraught with tension. Her sudden appearance serves as a stark reminder of unresolved secrets and fractured relationships. Love, betrayal, and revenge are all potential drivers of her return, leaving both characters and viewers guessing. Death isn't always the end. One undeniable truth about The Young and the Restless is that death rarely signifies the end of a story. Characters may disappear, but they seldom vanish forever. Jordan's supposed death could be a calculated maneuver, a shadowy transfer of power, while Colleen might be poised to make decisions that could reshape the Abbott family's destiny. The drama continues. With Jordan's mysterious death and Colleen's unexpected return, Y&R is diving headfirst into one of its most dramatic arcs yet. The likes of Victor Newman, Jack Abbott, Nikki Newman, and Tracy Abbott are all being drawn into a whirlwind of power struggles, betrayal, and shocking revelations. From revenge schemes to tumultuous relationships, the show once again proves why it remains one of the most captivating dramas on television. What lies ahead? If Jordan's body has truly vanished, how far will the characters go to protect their secrets and maintain their power? And if Colleen's return signals a seismic shift, the Abbott family could face battles tougher than ever before. One thing is certain, in the unpredictable world of The Young and the Restless, nothing stays the same for long. Fans of The Young and the Restless are celebrating after Cameron Grimes, beloved for her roles as Cassie and Mariah Copeland, dropped a heartwarming bombshell. She's expecting a baby. The talented actress, known for delivering powerhouse performances, is now preparing for a new and life-changing role, motherhood. So how did she share the big news? How are her co-stars reacting? And what does this mean for her character, Mariah? Let's dive into all the details. Cameron's sweet announcement, a moment to remember. Grimes took to social media to share the exciting update with her fans. In a heartfelt post filled with pure joy, she confirmed that she and her fiancé, Brock Powell, are expecting their first child together. The couple, who got engaged in 2022, have been vocal about their love story, but this latest chapter is one that has fans overjoyed. Cameron, glowing with happiness, posted an adorable photo showing off her baby bump, alongside a caption that sent her followers into a frenzy. "The best plot twist yet, baby on board," she wrote, adding a playful nod to her years of playing dramatic soap opera storylines. It didn't take long for her and our family to flood the comments with love and excitement. Co-stars react, soap stars celebrate. The Young and the Restless cast wasted no time showering Cameron with well wishes. Sharon Case, from on-screen daughter to on-screen mom, and now a real mom. So happy for you. Michelle Morgan, the most amazing news. Congratulations, beautiful. You're going to be an amazing mom. Brayden James, couldn't be happier for you both. Get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Even former co-stars and soap legends joined in, proving just how beloved Cameron is both on and off screen. What does this mean for Mariah on Y&R? Now, the big question fans are asking, will Cameron's pregnancy be written into the show? As viewers know, Mariah and Tessa recently expanded their family by adopting baby Aria. With this real-life pregnancy news, could the writers decide to give Mariah a second baby storyline? Soap operas are no strangers to weaving real-life pregnancies into their scripts, so it wouldn't be surprising if the show hints at Mariah and Tessa growing their family even more. However, if they decide to hide the pregnancy, fans can expect some creative camera angles, oversized clothing, and perhaps even a temporary exit for Mariah later in the year. A new adventure begins. What's next for Cameron? As she prepares for motherhood, Cameron Grimes is stepping into an exciting new phase of life. While she spent decades captivating fans with her performances, this is undoubtedly her most meaningful role yet. Fans will be eagerly following her journey, from baby bump updates to the big day when she finally welcomes her little one into the world. One thing's for sure, this real-life love story is one we can't wait to see unfold. Victor Newman's relentless pursuit of Ian Ward forms the crux of this tension-filled saga in The Young and the Restless. As Victor gazes out at the snow-covered grounds of Genoa City, his calculated demeanor masks an unyielding determination to protect his family. Ian, an old nemesis and embodiment of malice, lurks in the shadows, patiently waiting to exploit any cracks in Victor's defenses. Meanwhile, Ian meticulously tracks Mariah and Tessa's fractured relationship, setting his sights on Tessa's departure with baby Aria as the key to bait Victor. This chilling game of cat and mouse heightens the stakes, setting the stage for an eventual showdown as Ian manipulates events to dismantle Victor's world piece by piece. Amid the chaos, Chance Chancellor grows suspicious of Victor's involvement in Jordan's disappearance, driven by an unshakable instinct that ties the Newman patriarch to the mystery. Chance's frustration mounts as he confronts the layers of protection shielding Victor from scrutiny. Determined to uncover the truth, Chance embarks on a quiet investigation, navigating the dangerous waters between Victor and Ian. Meanwhile, Mariah grapples with the fear for her family's safety, her panic amplified by Tessa's sudden disappearance. Sharon's calm reassurance keeps Mariah grounded, but doubts about Ian's involvement linger, fueling the narrative with a pervasive sense of dread. The high-stakes confrontation between Victor and Ian culminates in an intense warehouse showdown, where Ian's schemes unravel. Victor, armed and resolute, faces Ian head-on, knowing the risks but driven by an unyielding sense of responsibility. Chance intervenes at the critical moment, rescuing Tessa and Arya, while Victor and Ian engage in a brutal fight that ends with Ian subdued. Though Victor emerges victorious, his cold resolve leaves an indelible mark on Chance, who witnesses the grim lengths Victor will go to protect his family. The fallout begins as Genoa City tries to return to normal, with Victor's family safe but scared by the ordeal. The aftermath of Ian's demise plunges Chance into an inner turmoil as he wrestles with the ethical dilemma of Victor's actions. Observing Victor bury Ian's body with calculated composure shakes Chance's sense of justice. Torn between upholding the law and acknowledging Victor's brutal pragmatism, Chance finds himself in moral limbo. As Victor resumes his life, exuding an air of quiet confidence, Chance is haunted by what he witnessed. The weight of unspoken truths threatens to consume him, leaving the audience with an enduring sense of suspense and the lingering question: in the game of shadows, how far is too far when protecting the ones you love? The Young and the Restless comings and goings reveal that the spunky and much-loved star Colleen Zink has officially exited the soap. Colleen first appeared as Aunt Jordan on the long-running CBS soap in November 2023. It took her less than 2 heartbeats to wow the Y&R fandom with her acting prowess. Even though Jordan was a vile, wretched, and absolutely evil character, fans enjoyed it thoroughly. Thus, it is safe to say that many are sad over Colleen Zink's exit as Aunt Jordan. In recent episodes, we saw Claire handing Jordan oolong tea that was spiked with an obnoxious dose of sleeping pills. However, Claire stopped Jordan from drinking it when she realized that she could get some intel about missing Sharon from her aunt. But it seemed that Lady Luck was prepared to elude Jordan. Even before Jordan could use Sharon's whereabouts as a bargaining chip, the captive managed to escape. Soon enough, Maria found Sharon in the park and spread the news of her safety. Knowing that she had nothing to use in her defense, Jordan decided to drink the tea. The Young and the Restless comings and goings confirm that Jordan then succumbed to the poisoned tea as Claire, Nikki, Victor, and Victoria watched on. None of them bothered calling 911 for help. Well, they did live to regret stopping Jordan from poisoning herself last time. So we understand their decision to stand silently as evil perished in front of their eyes. As of now, it appears that we have seen the last of Colleen Zink as the wicked Aunt Jordan. But considering that Y&R fans absolutely love the actress and the character, we are holding on to the hope that there will be a twist in the future. Maybe by some stroke of luck, Jordan will return to haunt the Newmans again. Stay tuned to Soap Opera Daily for more The Young and the Restless comings and goings. Meanwhile, tell us your thoughts in the comments. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Monday, January 27, reveals that Nate Hastings will have some big news for Amy Lewis as Nate. Amy and Audra Charles talk at Nate's apartment. They'll discuss the latest Damien developments. Once Nate admits Damien owns the parent company behind the businesses he works for, Amy will be blown away. It won't make sense considering Damien was previously begging for money and struggling to find his way. Nate will also mention that Damien is coming to meet with him in Genoa City tomorrow. It's not like Damien really needs this winter's job since he's such a business power player. So Amy will think maybe he's got a hunch that something's off. Nate will want to confess everything to Damien, so he'll urge Amy to meet with her son as well. With Nate and Audra's encouragement, Amy will agree to move ahead with the family reunion. At Sharon Newman's house, she'll deal with some guilt since she framed Daniel Romalotti Jr. when he was grieving. Nick Newman will cut Sharon a break and assure her that she's going to get through all this. However, Sharon will hallucinate Cameron Kirsten again before the PCP is fully out of her system. Cameron will push Sharon to forgive herself before he bids her a final farewell and kisses her on the cheek. Once Mariah Copeland shows up on Monday's Vi and R episode, she'll give Sharon some horrifying updates since Tessa Porter and Aria Porter Copeland will be missing. Up at the main house, Victor Newman will lash out at Claire Newman, Nikki Newman, and Victoria Newman for trying to handle Jordan without his knowledge. Claire will explain it was her idea and try to get Victor to go easy on Victoria, as well as Nikki, but they'll insist they were indeed part of the plot. Victor won't think Claire really thought this through and will wonder what she was going to do with the body, but Claire never got that far. After all Victor's grumbling, he'll make it clear that the Jordan drama isn't over since the cops will be grilling them. Chance Chancellor will indeed show up to ask what the hell happened, since he found out about Jordan's fatal outcome. Victor will help the others sell the story of Jordan going to the tack house to wipe Victoria and Claire off the map. Once it all went wrong, and Jordan realized she'd be arrested again, Victor will suggest that's when she whipped out her own poison vial and gulped it down. Chance will wonder where the vial is now, so Victor will say the police confiscated it. There will also be some talk about Jordan's body being transported to the morgue. At the tack house, Chance will take a look around and ask Victor some follow-up questions about what played out. Victor will reflect on Jordan's confession about her alliance with Ian and her claim that he was behind Heather Stevens' demise. Since Victor will want to end this Ian nightmare, he'll think they should let the news of Jordan's demise leak and hope it lures Ian out, though Chance won't agree. Nick will speak with Chance as well and worry about Ian's obsession with Mariah. Once Nick makes a prediction about the threat to Mariah, Tessa, and Aria, he'll want to protect them. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Ian will make more waves in GC before his stint winds down, so stay tuned. The discovery of Jordan's body should have been the end of a long and tormenting chapter, a chance for closure. But for the Newman family, it was just the beginning of another storm. A storm that could unravel everything they had worked so hard to protect. The police had identified the body and reached out to the next of kin to claim it. Jordan's estranged family, her daughter and husband, were now on their way to Genoa City to identify the remains and arrange for her burial. For the Newman family, this news was like a ticking time bomb. Among those shaken by the news were Claire and Cole. Unlike the rest of the Newmans, they held a secret, a dangerous one. They had discovered the identities of Jordan's daughter and husband weeks before, and in a moment of reckless desperation had reached out to them. Claire and Cole's initial motivation had been curiosity, perhaps even guilt. But now that the family was coming to town, the weight of their actions hit them like a tidal wave. Claire was racked with regret. She sat in her room, staring at her phone, where the messages she had exchanged with Jordan's daughter remained. She replayed their conversations in her head, trying to convince herself that she had done the right thing. But deep down, she wasn't so sure. What if they find out? She whispered to Cole during a hushed conversation in the study. What if they blame us for everything, for her death? Cole placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder, though his own expression betrayed his unease. We didn't kill her, Claire. The Newmans did. If anyone has to answer for this, it's Victor. Claire sighed, burying her face in her hands. But we're a part of this now. We're part of this family. How am I supposed to explain all of this? How do I make them understand that it wasn't supposed to end like this? Cole didn't have an answer. Victor's dilemma. Meanwhile, Victor Newman had problems of his own. The news of Jordan's family arriving sent his mind racing with possibilities, none of them good. Jordan's death was already a sensitive subject, one the Newmans had gone to great lengths to keep under wraps. Now, with her family entering the picture, the risk of exposure was higher than ever. Victor knew he had to take control of the situation. The truth could not come out. We'll handle this discreetly, he told Nick and Nikki during a tense family meeting. The police won't say anything. They've already been taken care of. As far as Jordan's family is concerned, she died in an accident. That's all they need to know. Nick, ever the voice of reason, frowned. You really think they'll believe that, Victor? If they find out what really happened? Victor interrupted, his voice firm. They won't, and I won't hear any more talk about this. Our job is to make sure they get her body and leave. Nothing more, nothing less. Nikki looked unconvinced. Victor, you don't know these people. You don't know how they'll react. What if they start asking questions? What if they don't believe the story? Victor's jaw tightened. Then we make them believe it. The unknown threat. What Victor didn't know, and what worried him the most, was the nature of Jordan's family. He had heard whispers about her daughter, a young woman who had inherited her mother's fiery personality and cunning intelligence. Jordan had often spoken about her daughter with a mixture of pride and fear, as if she saw herself reflected in the girl's ruthless ambition. Sharon, still haunted by the sighting of the figure outside the window, was convinced that Jordan's family's arrival was no coincidence. This is it, she told Nick. This is the revenge she was planning. Even in death, she's trying to destroy us. Nick tried to calm her, but Sharon's paranoia was infectious. Nikki, too, found herself looking over her shoulder, wondering if Jordan's family had come to uncover the truth or to exact vengeance. The arrival? When Jordan's daughter and husband finally arrived in Genoa City, their presence was impossible to ignore. The daughter, a striking young woman with sharp features and an air of quiet intensity, immediately commanded attention. Her father, though older and seemingly more subdued, carried himself with a similar resolve. Victor watched them from a distance, studying their every move. He noted the way the daughter's eyes scanned the room, her gaze sharp and calculating. She's dangerous, he thought to himself, just like her mother. The family was escorted to the morgue to identify Jordan's body. The sight of her lifeless form was met with a mixture of grief and anger. She didn't deserve this, the daughter said, her voice cold but trembling with emotion. The husband placed a hand on her shoulder, but his own face was a mask of rage. Someone's responsible for this, he said quietly, and we're going to find out who.